Hi, and welcome to Luxe Watches and Eyewear. I'm Jimmy, and today I would like us to begin a journey that will take us through the innovation and artistry that has shaped mankind's endeavor to measure time. From ancient sundials to modern masterpieces and smartwatches, every timepiece tells a story. This is Chapter 1, The Origins of Timekeeping. Long before modern smartwatches and even mechanical clocks and watches, time was tracked by shadows. A simple stick in the ground marked the sun's path with its shadow and helped grazers and farmers organize their days. Ancient Egyptians and later the Romans placed sundials in public places, but rain and cloudy skies revealed a flaw. It was impossible to keep track of time when the weather was rainy or when dark clouds hung overhead. Eventually, the Egyptians, Greeks, and other ancient civilizations turned to water. The water clock was invented that measured time by the regulated flow of water either into or out of a vessel. And for thousands of years, the sundials and water clocks were all we needed to tell time. Contrary to popular belief, the hourglass was not the first timekeeping device known to man. The hourglass came much later after the sundials and water clocks, only after artisans perfected the art of precision glassmaking. With growing technical capabilities, craftsmen finally started building mechanical clocks. Early models were powered by weights and rang only the hour. It was this first revolution in timekeeping that gave rise to monumental timepieces like the Strasbourg, which was first built sometime between 1352 and 1354. This technology continued to be perfected over the years. The very same concepts were applied to the clock of Westminster in London and its Great Bell, otherwise known as Big Ben, its chime being heard for the first time on 11th July 1859. Through the centuries, clocks were mounted in churches as symbols of the divine importance of time and religion. Time eventually became strategic. Military generals used timekeeping to synchronize events such as attacks. Naval powers used timekeeping to navigate and reach distant shores with precision. Then, the invention of the mainspring changed everything. The concept of storing potential energy in a spring and the controlled release of that energy to drive gears and hands to tell the time was a second revolutionary event in timekeeping. It opened the door to the miniaturization and portability of timekeeping devices that were previously huge machines. German watchmakers started it all by crafting egg-shaped timepieces. They were considered precious, portable, and luxurious. But it was the fashion world that unlocked true portability. With tailored jackets came pockets, and with them came the pocket watch. Then came a man by the name Abraham Louis Breguet, considered by many historians to be the best and most influential watchmaker in history. He transformed watchmaking by perfecting the self-winding watch mechanism, also known as the automatic watch. In 1810, Abraham Louis Breguet received a groundbreaking commission from Caroline Murat, Queen of Naples and sister to Napoleon Bonaparte. She requested a timepiece unlike any other, a wristwatch, which was revolutionary at a time when pocket watches reigned supreme. He made her a masterpiece of a watch. Its shape was exceptionally thin, with an oval case, which was an elegant departure from traditional round designs. The original bracelet was crafted from a mix of woven human hair and gold thread, adding a deeply personal and luxurious touch. Though the original timepiece belonging to the Queen of Naples is lost to time, its legacy lives on in Breguet's René de Naples collection, which pays homage to this pioneering creation, with modern interpretations that blend elegance, innovation, and mechanical artistry. Breguet also invented the tourbillon, which is an anti-gravity mechanism on a mechanical watch. And for a very long time, the quote-unquote fragile wristwatch was perceived first and foremost as jewelry for women. The moment in history that changed that forever was World War One. Aside from the military generals, soldiers on the battlefield now needed to be able to read the time quickly and perform coordinated maneuvers. The wristwatch became the battlefield's most practical timekeeper. By the 19th century, watches were a staple of modern life. Factories, trains, and postal services ran on strict schedules. Time became currency, and watchmaking became a booming business. Companies in the US, such as Elgin, industrialized the production of watches. At the 1876 World's Fair in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Swiss watchmakers saw the future of watchmaking and adapted swiftly, building factories of their own to rival the Americans. And eventually, they indeed surpassed the Americans. Not long after that, in 1905, at the age of 24, Hans Willdorf founded a company in London specializing in timepieces. In 1908, he renamed the company to Rolex. And in 1910, a Rolex watch was the first wristwatch in the world to receive the Swiss Certificate of Chronometric Precision, granted by the Swiss Official Watch Rating Center. Rolex was a relatively small brand at the time, as it was heavily outshone by much older competitors such as Blancpain, Breguet, Patek Philippe, Vacheron Constantin, and Omega. Then Mercedes Glitzer, a pioneering English swimmer, swam across the English Channel in 1927 wearing a Rolex Oyster, which proved the watch's revolutionary waterproof qualities in a real-world challenge. The event made headlines and made history, and thus began the concept where watches could be used not only as timekeeping accessories, but as tools to measure time in various challenging environments, including sports, aviation, sailing, and even space exploration. This brilliant marketing strategy also led to the Rolex tradition of famous individuals showcasing the brand's products. Then in 1969, astronauts Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin landed on the moon, each wearing an Omega Speedmaster. But exactly that same year, the Japanese brand Seiko released a new watch that would revolutionize the world of watchmaking again forever, the Seiko Quartz Astron. To put it into context, the most popular car in Japan at the time was the Toyota Corolla, and the Seiko Astron cost more than that car. And what made it so special was how it worked. A battery sent electric current to a piece of quartz, which vibrated at a very precise frequency and powered the watch. This was the most precise watch ever invented. The best performing mechanical watch of that era gained or lost about 4 seconds per day. The Seiko Quartz Astron varied only by 5 seconds a month. After a few years of research, Japanese and American brands flooded the market with inexpensive and very precise quartz watches. This new competition plunged the Swiss watchmaking industry into crisis. Hundreds of factories shut their doors, and the number of people employed by the industry dropped dramatically. The Swiss made a comeback, with the Swatch Company leading the revival of Swiss watchmaking. They made streamlined, playful, and most of all, affordable watches. Following this comeback, the Swiss heritage brands moved upscale into the luxury space. Audemars Piguet launched the Royal Oak, which shook up the industry and revived the desire for mechanical watches. Watchmaking was no longer just technical or about telling the time. It was aspirational. Then in 2015 came the next revolution in the form of the Apple Watch. Sleek, smart, ultra high-tech, connected, and redefining expectations. Swiss brands stayed the course and responded with artistry and the unending quest to perfect the precision of mechanical watchmaking. This came in the form of ultra-thin profiles, celestial dials, perpetual calendars, grand complications, timepieces, and continually redefining the limits of mechanical timekeeping. In case you are unfamiliar with these watchmaking concepts, I will cover them in future episodes. The luxury strategy continued with the use of precious metals and proprietary materials. The culmination of the luxury strategy came in 2019. That year, Patek Philippe put into auction their Patek Philippe Grandmaster Chime, a masterpiece of artistry, complexity, and elegance. It sold for $31 million and still stands as one of the most expensive watches of all time. From a shadow on the ground to a mechanical constellation on your wrist, the journey of watchmaking is far from over. The quest to push and improve the limits of mechanical timekeeping continues, as well as that of digital timekeeping as well. Today, every timepiece isn't just a device, it tells a story, and it's your story. It's a statement about you and your achievements. At Luxe Watches and Eyewear, we honor this legacy. Come visit us and let's walk this journey together.